Welcome to Align Trading, taking a look at the SPY recap today and the live analysis in Discord. First thing that I posted in the pre-market brief for members was to be watching for this cup and handle right here because we did start the day with a gap up, you can see, and this was looking like it had the possibility to create that as this cup and handle within this yellow controlled selling algorithm and the orange that you can see right here. Just like Friday, you have the yellow and the orange with this inverse head and shoulder giving us that move higher, as well as that purple buying continuation that you can see right here. You can see right here. You see it right here as well. So early in the morning with this purple buying continuation right here, I will show you what the trade looked like on the 1 minute chart now for this move up. So now here on the 1 minute early in the morning, I explained that if we wanted to see more continuation to the downside from this initial orange selling algorithm, we would need to see this head and shoulder form right here. And you can see we never formed that, right? We never came back down and did that. We never held below this level. And instead, we created the inverse head and shoulder I explained to be watching for right here. If we got back above this, that is where you would want to be looking. And right when that happens right here, you can see we then start heading up. Now you could have taken this trade for the breakout right here, or you could have taken this inverse head and shoulder that you see forming right here, as well as this one as well. You could have taken, you see that cup, a little handle right here, and you're seeing it moving up within that white. My entry was here at 10.29. I took it as it looked like it was starting to form more strength, right? You can see we are not breaking below that white algorithm, and instead we're seeing this purple buying continuation that we can see bringing it up here. So I continued to manage and add on to my trade as it continued its way up right here within this white. You can see there are plenty of entries with controlled selling of blue and yellow. Once again, blue and yellow controlled selling. Same thing here. It's the same here. You can see that. However, towards the top here, I explained that if we were going to see a reversal or some sort of pullback, if you missed your entry and did not get any of the move on the way up, whatever it may be, to at least wait for the white algorithm before you started to short it. And I explained to be looking for this liquidity on the way down if we did want to have a reversal. And you can see that is what slowly starts to happen. As this started to get weaker up here, I explained that if we need a deeper pullback, right? So if it did something like this, that could have been a new entry for us, but instead we did not hold these highs right here. You can see we had a slight bounce, but ultimately we create this head and shoulder right here. And you can see that same head and shoulder right here, as well as this inverse cup and handle with that green algorithm, and another one you can see within it right here with, once again, that green and white algorithm for that head and shoulder entry, which you could have taken right there, and I did take. So like I drew in that picture, with these green and white algorithms, you have to identify those head and shoulders within for those trades, right? You can see them within these algorithms, but you do have to be looking. You can see there are plenty of entries within here. You just have to be able to identify them for these moves down. I was also explaining to be watching for this inverse cup to close that you can see we do close here with this handle. And I also explained that if we didn't close the inverse cup and we did have just that pullback, I explained a bit ago that we could do something like that. And I said to wait on the confirmation of the direction with the shoulders, right? So you can see we are grabbing the liquidity with these shoulders right here. We have the shoulder. We got it right there. Same thing here, right? We got it at this level here as well. You can see I was also explaining a minute ago with this head and shoulder right there, as I showed you just a second ago on the 1 minute, you can see how it forms right there on the 30, and I take some 560 lotto puts as well as my final position for the day. So these green and white algos right here, they are meant to be a pain. They are meant to shake you out of your shorts, right? You can see these big bounces, yet we are still working to the downside each time. So that's what I'm explaining. You have to just let these work, look for the good entries, and you will be able to see those moves, but you are going to see those big bounces within these algorithms trying to shake you out. Same thing, it is just meant to eat your puts, manage your stops, and look for the good entries and the microstructure. And if you did, you can see, like I explained, you have these head and shoulders within it here for that handle, for that larger move to the downside here that you can see. Same thing here, I'm explaining to be looking for that handle, which can be that green algorithm like this, and you can see there are a few within it, but there are these head and shoulder entries, right, to break out of them and get those nice moves to the downside. And on the 30-minute, I explained I wanted to see this inverse cup and handle, and you can see that's how we form this move down right here. Now going into the end of the day here, we have that inverse cup, right, that closed with that handle we were looking for, and we get this nice move down. We start to form a base right here, right? We start to form a possible inverse head and shoulder. However, we do not break out of this 562.35 right here, and you can see we form this head and shoulder as well as inverse cup, but this is what it also looked like on the 30-minute right here. We have this structure right here. We were looking for it maybe to possibly retrace up to there and then come down, but this works as well because you can see we have that inverse cup and handle within it right there. And if we were going to go up, you would have been able to see this shoulder, right, forming support right here before continuing higher, and it did not. So now going over what to be watching for tomorrow. As I was explaining a minute ago, this is possible to be playing out right here, this sort of structure right here. So if we see something like this, and then we do also have to remember we can complete this inverse cup at the 5-day moving average right here, and from there that green algorithm that we can see, and maybe something like that below this moving average right here for the move lower like that. To move higher, watch for the possibility of that same inverse head and shoulder right here, maybe a cup that forms here, and we continue moving higher like that. Otherwise, be watching for this white tapering algorithm right here that we can see as it is trying to maybe form something like this. If I zoom out some more, you can see there is the liquidity right here if we do want to head down. Same thing right here, and it is very possible if we start forming something like that, right, completing that larger inverse cup, whatever it may be. On the daily chart, going over the trend, as I was explaining in yesterday's video, if we wanted to form some sort of possible head and shoulder right here for this move below that 5-day moving average, that is possible. So once again, right, be looking for this possible rejection right there, and then the target would be this 20-day moving average as it catches up. We are at the top of this Bollinger Band, but as long as we are above this 5-day moving average, this upper Bollinger Band can continue trending up, and the 5-day, and so can the market. However, after that upper Bollinger Band retest and the 5-day, we usually test that 20 before another move up. Same thing here, right? We have this upper Bollinger 5-day. We're trying to find some sort of support, and we get that 20-day and a move up. So if we do start forming some sort of top right here, and we need the 20-day before getting another move higher, or if a longer sustained downtrend, this 5-day crosses below this 20-day, and we test this bottom Bollinger right here, right? And we could have a downtrend like that, testing the 5-day bottom Bollinger, 5-day, and moving down like that. Nothing to be too worried about, but just something to be looking at for the future and the overall trend and where we could be headed as a market. But that is all for the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see members in the morning.